All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekhakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect is fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly, Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers, Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So, the truth don't stop, man. Prophecies do not stop. It's a lot of distraction factors out there. That's why Yahweh Shah said this. Like, it's so easy to get distracted by the things that go on in the world because, life still goes on. You still got social media, still got sports, video games, whatever your pastime is. Like, you can get caught up in that because the flesh wants to be comfortable. It seeks comfort all the time. Dopamine, you're always trying to get that high. That's what the flesh wants. So that's why, the flesh and the spirit war. So that's why Yahushua said, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. What is the temptation? All the other things that you can get into outside of this truth. Scriptures talks about keeping your eyes single. You got to know what first of all, keep the main thing. You got to do things outside. You don't have to be in the truth and, watching news stations 24/7. But your primary focus should be on this truth. Your primary focus you should be watching out what's going on in the world. Okay? You got to have balance. But within that balance, you got to have a primary focus. So the temptations, and I see a lot of people is being tempted by the things of the world, other philosophies and entertainment, which means to hold the mind. That's why Esau Edom, he have a lot of form of entertainment to keep your eyes away from what's really going on in the world. But this is why you got the prophets. And it says, the spirit is indeed willing, but the flesh is weak. So you can get caught up. So this is beautiful news right here. So you got an Iranian president, Mossad, Pezeshkian, I can't say that shit. But this is what he had to say. This is beautiful.
Overseas now to an ominous declaration by Iran, that country's president saying it's at, quote, total war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. So let's bring in ABC's Marcus Moore. And Marcus, the Iranian president, also says he wants to strengthen ties with Hamas.
So we're going to watch the rest of the video. It's very short, but he said just that couple sentences says so much. So you got Iran, who is also an ally with Russia, but it said that they want to strengthen ties with Hamas, but it all goes back to the axis of resistance, which is a conglomerate of Middle East nations coming together. We're going to look up the axis of, resistance, but before that, all of this is prophecy. This goes into, matter of fact, let's get this first. It said, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom in his purposes, that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, which is the wives of Esau. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So, the small hats, keep on, they keep on poking the bear. All right. They keep on trying to, they striking the match, and the match is about to be lit. Now, another thing too, while this is going on, what just happened yesterday? Trump was talking about 6G. And then he even said within the conference about the 6G, talking about surveillance under the skin. So the apostles on down through the Holy Spirit been telling you World War III have that be in full effect before the microchip be full effect, before the mark of the beast. See how everything is coming together? This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be alive if you are in your right mind. And it says, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry of the noise. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. That's over there in the Middle East. All right. Behold, he should come and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Okay. So while World War III is coming, Yahushua is coming too. Because when World War III will be all hot and sticky, guess what? Yahushua is on his ways. That's where you get Revelation 12 and 2 Esdras 13. Because the remnant that's going to be alive is going to try to fight against the Lord. This is beautiful, man. Also, and this would never really, even though this is on the main news, but it'd be like a quick hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll talk about it and they'll go to something else. This is very profound. This is not something that you're just supposed to just gloss over. And that's what they do. Oops. It's 15. It's a little early. I'm doing this video at 3:23 in the morning. So it says, behold, a horrible vision in the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, that's dealing with Ishmael, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, which was a name that Iran was called in the 1930s. All right. I want to say 1935 to be exact, but I'm not. Don't quote me on it. But it's another name for Iran. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. What did they just say?
Overseas now to an ominous declaration by Iran, that country's president saying it's at, quote, total war with the U.S., Israel, and Europe. So let's bring in ABC's Marcus Moore. And Marcus, the Iranian president, also says he wants to strengthen ties with Hamas.
So, and also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay? So, as the scriptures call the modern day Edomite, Syrians, Babylonians, you know. So America will be destroyed in World War III in the Middle East. And also the cherry on top is that these nations going to shoot fire. Now, you heard the woman say, the Iranian president, he got smoke with U.S., Israel, and the European Union. But even the scripture says, let's get this first. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen, you are greatly despised. Let's talk about Esau, Edom. But even his own allies is going to shoot fire on him. Because when you go to verse 7, all the men of your confederacy have brought you even to the border. That's over there in the Middle East. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you, have prevailed against you. They that have eat your bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in him. In Revelation 17, go more into it. Talks about how the beast is going to shoot fire, all right, on the whore, burn her with fire. So this is a beautiful time to be alive if you are in your right mind and understanding what's going on.
Yeah, and Mary, while this wasn't Iran's supreme leader saying this was still a concerning statement from Iran's president, who's quoted as saying, we are in a full-scale war with America, Israel, and Europe. They do not want our country to stand on its feet. And this is notable for a couple of reasons. Certainly the timing. It comes just before Prime Minister Netanyahu is set to meet with President Trump tomorrow, and it follows that unprecedented military action over the summer when Israel and the United States coordinated to attack Iran's nuclear program. So a lot could come from tomorrow's meeting, not only on the Iran issue, but also efforts to move to phase 2 of the ceasefire in Gaza. So as this meeting nears and the new year approaches, Mary, it is certainly clear that tensions remain high in the region.
Yep, and it's all prophecy. Now, we're going to look it up. So the axis of resistance is an informal political and military alliance in the Middle East led by Iran, comprising various states and non-state actors united in their opposition to the influence of the United States and Israel. Primary countries associated with the axis of resistance are more accurately understood as a core state, sponsor, and host nations for the primary non-state military groups from the network. Iran, Syria. All right. So we're just going to get through this fast. Lebanon. All right. That's Ishmael. Hezbollah. That's what they're associated with. Palestinian territories. Gaza and West Bank. That's also Ishmael. Iraq. Ishmael. Yemen. Ishmael. But guess who's the head? Iran. It's the central anchor, provided financial, military, logistical support to the various groups. Okay, so you seeing that as we read, let's go back. As we read, they're going to come together and join battle and fight with them. Okay, so I'm going to end it on this. Beautiful time to be alive. In your right mind, Yahweh of hosts have sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so it shall come to pass, and as I have proposed, so shall it stand, that I will break the Assyrian in my land. Okay, remember, it said it was going to waste a portion of the Assyrians in the land, right? And upon my mountains, Israel, tread him underfoot, then shall his yoke depart from off them. That's talk about us, because when this happens, there's no more captivity for the Israelites. As it say in Lamentations 4, rejoice, O daughter of Edom. All right. For the cup shall turn unto you. All right. Our punishment came to an end. All right. He will not afflict us anymore after this. The kingdom of heaven comes after this. So I will tread him underfoot. Then shall the yoke depart from off them, and his burden from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is proposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all nations, because it ain't just Esau, Edom that's going to be destroyed. All these nations is going to be destroyed. Matter of fact, made me to think of this. And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. But they supposed to be saved though. And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and their horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his own brother. So this is World War III. Every hand is going to be towards each other. Okay? Because that's the purpose. Matter of fact, that's the determination, as it says in the scriptures. It said, therefore wait upon me, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy. And the Lord is doing this because you touched the apple of his eye. And all the nations that put hands on us, the Lord gonna put hands on you. And guess what? The MOTB is right around the corner. Everything is lining up the way that prophecy said that it would. All right. So seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And shalom. Beautiful time to be alive.